Hello, you guys. Today I'm going to try reading English version of book. Sitting still in my chair because I always reading books lying down on my bed and my just reading spot. But today just kind of different way, so I'll just see my sounds is just going well or not. I just looking at I'll see. Yeah, this is actually in the try. Okay, so the book. I can start. The power of a good partner. Statues don't fix relationship issues. Honest conversations do. Oh, statues don't fix relationship issues. Honest conversations do. Honest conversations do. Honest conversations. Sometimes in relationship, one partner will punish the other due to their own insecurities. They make the other feel like they have flaws just to cover up their own limitations and to achieve a sense of superiority or authority. These relationships are now often very unhealthy and toxic. They can make the one being punished question themselves and feel low and empty inside. You may then take your pin out on your partner, accusing them of the flattery, even if it was completely innocent. You'll project your insecurity onto them and imply that they're malicious, they lack love, and that they are disrespectful. This is emotional manipulation, where instead of taking responsibility for your own emotions, you take them out on someone else. That said, there are plenty of healthy relationships that are full of insecurities, but they must contain mutual respect and support. Partners should be honest about their insecurities, open to working with each other to improve them, and are respectful enough not to hurt the other or use their insecurities against them. All relationships require work. They require endless communication and tremendous understanding, and they can be very challenging. But while giving up isn't always the answer, sometimes you have to walk away, especially when you lose your sense of self. Sometimes you have to break away from the toxicity so you can heal. You should never be feeling empty in a relationship, especially if it's making someone else feel full. None of us is perfect, so no relationship is perfect. But it's easy to fall into the trap of hanging on to the people because you see their light and their potential to be a greater partner. However, deep down, you know that you are clinging to false hope. If you're with someone who isn't willing to get better, you may be wasting your time. You can't change those who aren't ready to change. I completely understand that it might be painful to leave a toxic person who you love. Getting out of a toxic relationship is much easier said than done. That's why many stay put and entertain the negativity for as long as they can. But you are worse than temporarily pain. Sometimes people will settle for inadequate relationships because they believe they won't find someone better, or that the task of finding someone new and the rebuilding something from scratch is too long and difficult. Their intuition will tell them that they deserve better, but they won't courageously act on it. They don't like telling people what they should do in their relationship because I'm not in it and I can't see the full picture. Someone can describe it to me and I can make assumptions, but the choice is ultimately theirs. So I flipped it around and asked this person what their advice to their daughter to do if she were in the same position. This gave them pause for thought. I already knew that, what I thought they should be doing, but they needed me either to just buy it or talk them out. The decision scared them, so they were avoiding it. Yet, when I asked this question, they realized they already knew the answer. As a parent, you have natural protective instincts over your child. Even if you don't have a child, you can probably imagine it. You don't care about them so much that you wouldn't want them to get hurt and miss out on any joy. This person's gut already had the answer. Even before they asked me for my advice, I always tell people to trust their instinct because that's their soul whispering advice to them. You would know it's your gut when you're having a sense of almost knowing you're right at the answer without a reasoning process. When you're thinking a certain thought, you will get a strange little feeling in your belly, and that's what I believe is your intuition. It's one of the best guardian systems around. Even if most of the dominant thoughts aren't necessarily your intuition speaking, because they could be rooted in fear or desire. Intuition is a calm feeling, and it gives you a reassuring sense of detachment. Sometimes it will feel like something inside you is urging you to take note. It's almost physical. Just remember, a relationship should add value to your life and bring you good vibes the majority of your time. Relationships that are toxic will deflate your psychological health and even your physical well-being. Don't be in a relationship for the sake of being in one. If it's time to say goodbye, be brave and do it. It might hurt now, but it will be the source of something greater in the future. Choose real friendships. If someone doesn't respect you or sees you have flaws, there is a good chance you start to integrate their opinions into your sense of self. In fact, many of the thoughts in your heads are originally our own. When you're young, you might be told that you are not meant for a certain path in life. We grow up believing what we're told, and others' perceptions soon become our reality. Our whole lives are shaped by throwaway comments and social programming. Simplify your circle of friends. Keep those who add your value to your life. Remove those who don't. Less is always more when your less means more. How many of those people are really your friends? Could you turn to them in time of need? Unfortunately, many modern friends aren't based on emotional support or family-like connection. Instead, they're based on drinking, smoking, partying, shopping, or gossiping together, some of which happen to be habits that will lower your vibration. The person you go to the gym with might be considered different, but if you ever needed help moving house, would they be available to lend a hand? Would they offer to help? Although these friendships may not be bad, because they assist you in serving purpose, they quickly fall away when you're in need of help. You can't always expect those people to be there for you. Sometimes we have a more superficial friends than meaningful ones. Consider whether your friends show your support. Do they applaud when you win? Do they encourage you to take positive actions? Do they help you grow as a person? If you are unsure, your friendships may not be healthy for you as you think they are. True friends don't want the best for you. Your success is shared with them. They don't become bitter when you get better. They help you get better and ensure you don't become bitter. We all grow and mature at different rates, but some people have a slow growth because they choose to remain stuck. You'll often meet people who are caught up in the same routines, doing the same things within the same peers, and complaining about the same problems. These people actively resisting a change and don't step out their comfort zone in search of the better life. They become comfortable with their dissatisfaction. You may be one of these people, or they may be your close friends. You may be highly ambitious and then finally flock that and cause you go to more in your life. Your friends, on the other hand, might not get it, and the difference in the frequencies between you couldn't cause a separation. For example, if you wish to grow spiritually, you may become interested in concepts that are completely alien, even scary to your friends. The truth is, all of your friends teach you something valuable in life. They each have a role to play. Some have temporary positions, others are permanent. It's fine to outgrow people and move on with your life. You must always focus on your own life, expanding it, and growing as an individual. You can only do great things for others in the world if you genuinely feel joyful, loving, and accomplished. If the people around you choose different paths or aren't quite where you are, that's okay. If they're supposed to be in your life, sooner or later, they will be there. Your journeys will align again eventually. Facing family. Just because they're your family, it doesn't mean they have the best intentions for you. Many of us are taught that there is nothing more important than family. But biological relationships don't always equal supportive, close relationships. Friends can be more like in a family than family style. We shouldn't conceal the fact that sometimes it's our own family members who are the most toxic people in our lives. Ending these relationships can be the most heartbreaking because let's face it, these people often mean the most to us. Even if they do continuously put us down, it's hard to justify ending a relationship with your parents, for example, if they've done a lot for you throughout your life. In some cases, a family member's behavior can be extreme, such as inflicting physical and emotional harm. We weren't flesh on this planet to suffer at the hands, or worse, of another person, regardless of our relationship with them. And pretending someone's harmful behavior is okay isn't itself harmful. If you need to cut someone off because of continued destructive behavior, then do it with no regrets. Earlier, I wrote about the importance of being around people who are in a more positive mood than you, vibrating higher if you want to feel good. This is often a greater solution, but can, naturally, have a downside for those being in higher vibration. They maybe find that when you're there for someone who isn't feeling great, they find it difficult to remain stable in their own emotional state. Spending time with someone who's searching for higher vibes and can pull them down. You may feel like this when a friend explains all the troubles to you and sadness suddenly spreads throughout your body. It's catching. Before you try to fix someone else's vibe, make sure you're not killing your own in the process. Protect your own energy first. This was me years ago, and since then, a lot has changed. For one, I have a much greater depth of awareness and understanding. I'm fortunate to be in a position where many thousands of people feel they can share their problems with me. But because I know what I've learned, I can now keep my vibration steady, even if someone else's vibration is very low. There are exceptions, and I'm still careful to protect my energy from people who want to drain it or abuse my willingness to help them. This wisest thing for you to do in this situation is to change your state by vibrating as high as you can. This is how you protect your own vibration. Beautiful, right? Make a peace with that and keep on moving towards your joy. This particularly because this kind of visualization is so common online in general, particularly since people don't have any reveal their identity. Online they are free to leave bitter remorse, things that they wouldn't dream of seeing in real life, without having to take any responsibility for their words. If people aren't the same as us, we are more likely to label them as misfits and to mock them. And the more people we are exposed to, the higher our chances of receiving judgment and criticism. This is because we are now in front of a large audience of individuals, each with their own perceptions of what normal is. Just think about celebrities. They're only human, but because they're rich and so many people, they receive tremendous amounts of criticism. We walk about in kindness to others, but exclude celebrities as if they're not human. Sadly, everyone has their gospel, but fails to practice in what they preach. They're same people reaching and reciting holy words without unholy behaviors. They are the same people who believe in their own and righteous path, but will judge others for not being on the same path as they are. Remind yourself the negativity from others is unavoidable. With our constant exposure to the rest of the world and our interactions with it, we are bound to face some people who have a low vibration and act unkindly towards us. Trying to keep your distance from such people can become a huge ask when there's very little you can do to avoid them. Here are some important reminders to help you remain peaceful when people speak negatively about you. You will begin to realize that the best defense is silence and joy. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. The internet is full of people who enjoy seeing other people being ridiculed and kicked while they're down. They're quick to some negative assumptions and are eager to celebrate failures. People who made mistakes and fallen on hard times rapidly become trending topics due to the cultural addiction to the downfall of others. The way people act towards an outside world illustrates what's going on in their inner world. When someone attempts to make us feel inadequate, it's because they feel inadequate themselves. Understanding this will help you handle related situations more effectively. For example, sadness makes other people act bitterly and without love, pain, and inner suffering close and into a low vibration. It causes an dominant effect of hurt because all too often people aren't in a good mood because they've been hurt by someone else who wasn't in a good mood. These usually hurt people then hurt other people and ongoing goes. People tend to feel drawn towards individuals who resemble them in some way. This is demonstrated by neuro-linguistic programming technique called mirroring, which shows that mimicking an individual's behaviors encourages them to like you. So if you're generally loud and bubbly and full of life, and you become across something similar, you'll probably think they're pretty cool. And if there is a speech patterns, body language, and a tone are similar to yours, you might think, you know what? There's something about this person I really like. That's because they're just like you. Wow. This is a aha moment. The dopamine spike, right? Oh my gosh. I just want to just read because like when I feel and I kind of uh, if I feel kind of attracted in other, which is because he or she is just similar to me. That's why it's just we are attract each other. This is just some kind of example of the law of attraction, I think. Okay, so people tend to feel drawn toward individuals who resemble them in some way. So if you're generally loud, bubbly, and full of life, and you come across someone similar, you probably think they're pretty cool. If their speech patterns and body language and tone is similar to you, you might think, you know what? There's just something about this person I really like. That's because they're just like you. You probably heard the words of karma. Many people are uncomfortable with their term because it's in a theological concept found in Buddhist and Hindu religions, among others, that involves reincarnation. This belief is that your action will have ramifications on your next life cycle. The more good deeds you do in this life, the better your next life will be. Instead, we get caught up in our emotions and why our rational mind takes in a back seat. Earlier, we learned that actions driven by a low vibration state, such as anger, will only hurt us further. And that includes any bad karma these actions will create. So don't allow the cruelty of others to define your future. When your life isn't interesting, you tend to focus on other people. You seek excitement and attention from hating others and provoking reactions. This is why memes are so popular on the internet. People want others to laugh at their attempts at mocking someone else. They will do it for likes and comments and shares. For instant gratification. This will make them feel good for the short term and as if they're doing something worthwhile. Which leads to my final point. When others judge you, they reveal themselves. They show their insecurities, needs, mindset, attitude, history, and their limitations. And they paint in a clear picture of their future they want to go better for, or live a joy life if they're wasting their precious time judging others.